Hi, today I'm going to talk about Wake County Public Library's catalog. I work for Wake County Public Libraries, and I chose to evaluate my library's catalog because people either love or hate the library catalog, and I have very little experience with the actual user interface of the catalog. So I decided to get a little bit more familiar with it. So first things first, we'll start here on the home page. And the first thing I noticed is that the search box is clearly labeled. The word search is giant, which is very helpful. Also, the login buttons I feel like they're a decent size. And because the login to my account is right here below the search box, it's fairly easy to find. The other thing that's very nice is that they do a featured books list on the front page they might change it up every month to 6 weeks. So right now it's Stories for All. And in the new year, it was New Year, New You. So they were self-help books. At one point, we had local authors all over the front page. So that's really nice to have those kind of featured lists there. And then it also gives you the new adult fiction, new adult nonfiction, new young adult fiction. So the more popular new books. And you can just click right on those and it'll show you the new, well, it's not wanting to work with me right now. Well, it normally looks like the Stories for All looked. Well, yeah, now it's really not working with me. But if you wanted new titles for picture books, it's not as obvious where those are. They are down here on the side, but they're not nice and big like these ones are up here. So you would have to actually search for that and find it, and then get this little drop down box here to pick picture books or fiction, nonfiction, young adult. So that's just the home page. So I'm going to go ahead and do a search. I'm going to search bears. And first things first, it does show some suggestions, which is very nice. This is the subject that I'd like to search, so I'm not going to pick one of those. One thing I know that some people don't like is you can't find where keyword or subject searches or author searches are. And they are right here under this little arrow, but it's a very small arrow. It's the same color as the go button. So it's kind of hard to find. And our old catalog, our old user interface, which we just recently got rid of, was very popular among people who I guess are older. And I've had a lot of them complain to me about how they can't find where to search for authors or subjects. Because it used to be that each one of them had a separate box on the homepage, and there was pretty much nothing else on the homepage. So it's harder for them to find now, and they don't like that as much. So that is one drawback. I'm going to go ahead and do this search. And the nice thing is here it shows you in green that the book is on the shelf. So you know that you could walk into the library and check it out. If it is not on the shelf, if all of them are checked out, it will show in red. So very easy to remember. Green means yes, red means no, green means go, red means stop. So that makes it nice and easy to see, oh, my library does have a copy of it. And the other nice thing is the place hold button, I feel like is fairly obvious. So if you wanted to place a hold on this book, you could just click this button right here. Now let's scroll on down. I'm going to look at Bears on Chairs here. So it says it's on the shelf. Fantastic. I want to go pick up that book in 5 minutes. And let's say I go to Cary Community Library. Well, one thing that most users are not going to notice are these words quick copy view down here underneath these top 3 entries. The words are tiny, they're not bolded or anything, and honestly, if I were a user, I probably wouldn't know what quick copy view meant. But if you click on that, it shows you all of the available copies. And you'll see that there aren't necessarily copies checked in at every library. And at Cary Community Library, there are no copies checked in. So I just got misleading information from the library catalog because it told me it was going to be on the shelf, but it's not on the shelf. And how was I supposed to know that quick copy view said or showed all of the copies? So that's definitely a drawback. Now, let's say I'm an elementary schooler who is working on a project on bears, and I only need children's nonfiction. Over here, narrow results. I kind of wish it were in a different color. I feel like the gray kind of blends in, and it's not very aesthetically pleasing. Maybe another blue color or something. But you click on collection here, and so this child wants children's nonfiction. So they click on that, and they've got all of their children's nonfiction showing right there, which is fantastic. Now, if you're an adult and you accidentally clicked children's nonfiction, you actually want adult nonfiction, I don't feel like this red minus button over here is very clear to the user that will get rid of this applied filter. It just doesn't really look like a button that you can click, which I don't like. But let's narrow it down to adult nonfiction. So yeah, here's a great example. This red here is showing it's checked out. You can't check out any of them. Now let's say I want to look at this book, Bears, A Year in the Life. So I click on over to there, and so a few things on this page. Copies seems clearer to me than quick copy view. So if you click on that, it shows you, okay, oh, Eva Perry, great, that's in Apex, not very far from Cary. Oh, but it's checked out. But it is at Holly Springs, it's on the shelf. And it also lists the call number very clearly here. Here, it's not labeled, which makes it very hard to kind of figure out, okay, it's in adult nonfiction, that's the call number. All of this is kind of squished together strangely. I don't really like that. And so let's say I want to log into my account. Let's try that. So I have all my information saved. I'm going to log in. And mine is a great example because I have fines and overdues. Shh. But it tells you right here in red that you have fines, and it tells you which books that you have overdue, and they're red, so it's very easy to see. And there's also a nice big renew button here, so you can always click on renew, and that item was successfully renewed, which is fantastic. So that's just a brief overview of all of the display features of the Wake County Public Library's catalog.